this is really interesting. Look at this directly ahead of us. Looks like some kind of shelter area, but all up around that shelter area there are symbols. There are many, many symbols. So let's go up a little closer and take a look. Hello friends, my name is Alex Karekis, and I want to welcome you to the Finding Lost Civilization series. Today we're trekking in a place called the Rodman Mountain Wilderness area. I'll tell you, this place is truly fantastic. You can see behind me there are some petroglyphs. I'm at a place they call the Shamans Cave. They are archaic, which means very, very old petroglyphs throughout this little wash that looks like a little canyon, but it's only about 20 feet up from the bank of this little stream. So it's not a very deep canyon. So it's very amazing because each petroglyph that we're going to view today, you can actually almost walk up to them. I'll tell you, today is going to be truly a fantastic day. Well, I'm back down to where the gully's located, right over here. We're going to go directly forward, and you can see the side walls. My goodness, there are petroglyphs all over these walls. This is absolutely fascinating. Anyways, let's walk further in, and let's take a look to see if we can find some symbols. I'm sure we will. I can already see probably right now visually I've probably seen close to 50 or 60, okay? But let's walk all the way down into this little wash, and this should be really interesting. Well, let's take a walk up to this symbol that we just saw, or these series of symbols. They're archaic in nature. In other words, there's grids, circles, lines. People call them abstract, but I'll tell you what, they're really fascinating. Okay, we're coming closer here, and actually I see several symbols, but have to be careful. A lot of boulders, snakes. Oh my goodness. All right, let me show you something over here. Well, this is really beautiful. Look at that over there. I love the spiral. And the interesting thing about this spiral is that right next to it, look at this. I've never seen this. There's these three globes connected, and then right here, it creates the spiral. This is really fascinating. Well, there's a symbol right over here. Do you see it? It's interesting. It looks like a starburst, and it's facing directly east. I'm going to turn around over here. Okay, there's that starburst one just behind us. And look at this over here. There's the sunrise. So very interesting. Maybe it was created as an homage to the sunrise. There we go, right over here. But let me show you something that is truly fascinating. Aside from these that we've just seen over here, I want to show you something over here. There's petroglyphs here. Can you see them? I'll tell you, one of the ways that you can tell the age, generally speaking, of a petroglyph is the patina. Let me show you this right over here. I'm coming in closer. So here's the color of the boulder. Here's the petroglyph. And normally when they peck through there, it's very stark. In other words, let's call it becomes almost like a white canvas. And it takes many, many years, thousands of years, for the boulder to return to its original patina. I'll tell you, this is really, really, really old. And let me show you the difference. Right up here, we're going to go up there. See how bright those are? Okay, and again, as we come down here, there's symbols right over here. For example, there's a line here with lines coming down. And over here, it almost looks like a hand or a paw print. And just some lines, curved lines, straight lines. This boulder is very ancient. Look at this here. It looks like a set of feet. I don't know if it's a lizard foot, a hand print, a bird print. Very, very interesting. And again, let's take a look, and that's what the landscape looks like right there. So this is really, really, really fascinating. Well, friends, I'm trekking here in this dry creek bed, this arroyo, this gulch, whatever name you want to use. It's truly fascinating because there are petroglyphs, there are symbols left behind by the ancients, by the hundreds. I'll tell you, there's dozens of them over here, dozens. Here's this infamous cross-like symbol that can be found throughout the southwest. There it looks like either a sunburst, a starburst. Very, very nice. Look at this over here. Again, these are the fairly simple cross right over here, zigzag line right over there. And look at these over here, these interconnecting circles right here, right here. Here's a newer one right up there. I'll tell you, this is truly fascinating. Well, I'm walking down the middle of this dry stream bed, and as I turn to my right, you can see they're really here at eye level, all these beautiful symbols over here. Many, many, many of them. Look at this one over here. There's one right here, and we'll go back up there. There's several up there. Let's just follow this dry creek bed, and let's just take a look at all the symbols. Right over here is a series of symbols. Look at this, downward squiggly line, downward squiggly line over here. Look at those over there, very old. Let's take a look at them. Again, these are a series of rectangular type motifs right here. There's the cross again. Let's go to it. Let's take a real close look at this one right over here. Yeah. And over there, directly ahead of us, is that large boulder that had dozens of petroglyphs on it. What we're going to do is I'm going to keep walking down this dry gulch or stream bed. I don't know what to call it, you know. So anyways, again, look at these symbols right over here. There's a little cross, and you know, they're written over each other. There's a lot of what I would call superimposition. But still, this is truly fascinating when you can see that ancient man definitely lived in this area. Well, I see a series of symbols over here. I see a lot of graffiti, unfortunately. Right over here, for example, someone scrawled in their initials AE, and this whole boulder over here has scratch marks and modern graffiti. But right over here, thank goodness this wasn't damaged, or maybe I'm speaking too soon. No, look at this. This is a beautiful petroglyph, thousands of years old over here. And look, somebody has put their initials. There's another A, has scratched the boulder. But boy, I tell you, look at this. This is pretty interesting. It almost looks like maybe people together. I don't know. Like there's the shoulder, and maybe that's the head right over here, and maybe those are the feet right here. It's hard to say, but very beautiful. And right over here, look at that, a very old one. I don't know if you can see that. Here's another one over here. This is what we call the archaic style. These circles, interlocking circles, so to speak. I'll tell you, this is truly, truly beautiful. There's a view of the Dry Gulch area. Very nice, very beautiful. The sun is starting to set over here, right there. fascinating.